Playing on modern video game hardware in 2023 is a cool thing because each platform has its own unique perks. For example, on PlayStation you have the exclusive library of titles, on Xbox you have the amazing and affordable Game Pass, for the Steam Deck there's the convenient portability of the system, and for PC, there's the high electricity bill from an RTX GPU usage. You know, they all have something special to offer. But if we circle back to the Xbox series, one thing that these consoles have going for them is the ability to emulate older games of various platforms. For those that don't know, emulation is the act of using modern hardware to run old software, mostly games, relieving you the hassle of having to get the old console if you don't have it, and in most cases relieving you the hassle of even buying the game you want to play because, well, we live in the age of the big P word. Emulation can be really convenient if you want to play a classic title from back in the day while still using your current system, and for some, that system was the Xbox console, as the Series X and S allowed for emulation since their release. This was a feature enjoyed by many Xbox fans, but the fun has kind of been brought to an early end because Microsoft just recently quietly enforced the popular emulation software that was once available on the console to be heavily restricted to the point where it's pretty much non-existent. Apps on the console like Dolphin or RetroArch have been disabled with the message on the screen that shows when you try to open them saying "F piracy." Okay, it doesn't say that exactly, but you'd have to admit it'd be hilarious if it did. It actually gives a message saying that the app violates the Xbox terms of service. Now, as to why this happened, Microsoft hasn't publicly made an official statement, but I'd imagine it wouldn't be far off to guess it has something to do with the DMCA and copyright because, like we established earlier, piracy is something that's usually associated with emulating, which I know nothing of. Let me make sure my VPN is on. And I'm sure even though it doesn't generate much profit, Big Daddy Nintendo probably didn't like the fact that a classic Mario game was being ran on a console with an Xbox logo. To them, that's probably a sin punishable by death. So maybe some behind the scenes beef was brewed between these companies because of this. It's not all bad news though, since it was reported that the developer mode of the console still does allow the usage of these apps and emulation. For those unaware, access to the developer mode on an Xbox console requires a Microsoft Partner Center account, which costs $20 to do so. So if you care enough about emulating on an Xbox, then all hope isn't lost. For many though, putting this feature behind a paywall, even if it's only $20, is enough to turn them away, since for most, emulation isn't that important and it's just a novelty, especially on an Xbox console. It should be worth noting though that Microsoft themselves recently stated that they're in talks with legitimate developers in hopes to bring emulation to Xbox in a safe and legal fashion. Now, I don't know about y'all, but hearing the word safe and legal to me translate to complicated and expensive. Now, I'm really just going on a hunch here, no real evidence, but don't tell me you wouldn't be surprised if Xbox found a way to monetize emulation on their console. Whether it's through paying for the app then having to buy the games, or as some sort of like new subscription tier in the Xbox Game Pass. Tell me that doesn't sound like some shit they do. Again, I could be wrong. Their version of emulation could be even better and easier than it was before. All I'm saying is that we live in a day and age where games are mostly ran by microtransactions. So just don't underestimate these companies' greediness is all I'm saying. So it is unfortunate to see this feature be limited to this extent because this was probably an easy means of emulation for many people. Hopefully though, it's just a minor step back in preparation for an even greater outcome being an official Xbox emulation support that's actually good, because even though we have an abundance of great games now, it's still good to go back every now and then and play a classic title. So what do you guys think about this end of support for the Xbox emulation, man? Feel free to leave a comment down below, and as always, if you like on the video, subscribe, and I'll see y'all.